112,000 jobs. That's how many private sector jobs Canada has lost since the start of 2026. Youth unemployment has climbed over 14%. The economy has shrunk 2 quarters in a row, and the word every Canadian is whispering, but nobody wants to say out loud. Recession is brought up. But here's the thing, not every economist agrees Canada is actually in one. And understanding why they disagree is the most important thing you can do right now. In this video, I'm gonna break it down, the entirety of this thing for you. So, what actually is a recession? The most commonly used definition is that 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. That means the economy shrank back to back for at least 6 months straight. And Canada has hit that mark. GDP fell 1% annualized in Q4 of 2025. Then it fell again by 0.1% in Q1 of 2026. 2 negative quarters, box checked. But here's where it gets more nuanced. The simple definition, 2 negative quarters, is called a technical recession. It's a mathematical test. Pass the test, earn the label. A broader recession, however, is something more widespread, sustained decline in economic activity, meaning job losses spread across industries, businesses closing, household incomes falling, spending collapsing. That's the real recession most people think of when they hear the word recession. Think of it this way. A technical recession is a fever. A real recession is actually being sick. Right now, Canada definitely has a fever. But whether it's full illness, that's what everybody is debating about. Here's what makes this moment fascinating. The same data, 2 completely different readings. Camp 1 says the numbers don't lie. GDP is down. Jobs are being lost. Youth unemployment is at a levels not seen since 2010 outside of pandemic. Canada is in a recession. Full stop. Nothing else. However, Camp 2 says, including economists at RBC and Vanguard, they say, look deeper. GDP decline in Q1 was distorted by a one-time surge in gold imports, not real economic collapse. And crucially, per capita GDP. The economy divided by the number of people is actually still growing. Canada's population shrank due to immigration pullbacks, so even flat overall GDP translates to a better per person picture. RBC put it bluntly in a recent report. The economy is bruised but not broken. And here's another surprising detail. Most of those job losses, they aren't from layoffs. RBC found that permanent layoffs actually fell 10% between October 2025 and April 2026. What's driving unemployment up is that companies stopped hiring, especially for young people and new graduates trying to break in. It's a low hire, low fire market, not a fire everyone market. So, is there a recession or not? That's the question everybody's asking. The honest answer is technically yes, practically maybe. So let's talk about what actually pushed Canada here, because recessions don't just appear out of nowhere. 3 main culprits in 2026. The first, US tariffs. Everybody knows about US tariffs, they've heard of it. Business investments fell for 5 consecutive quarters. 5. Companies simply refused to spend money on expansion when they had no idea what the trade with the US would look like in the next month, let alone the next year. That uncertainty alone is estimated to have shaved significant points of Canada's growth. Second, oil prices. With the Middle East conflict temporarily shutting the Strait of Hormuz, oil shot towards $100 a barrel. That raised costs for businesses and ate into household budgets. Less money for spending, less growth for the economy. It's as simple as that. Third, a shrinking population. Canada's population actually declined in early 2026 as immigration was pulled back. Fewer people means fewer workers, fewer consumers, and less economic activity across the board. All three hitting at the same time, that's a very tough combination for any economy to absorb, especially Canada's. Alright, what does this mean for your actual life? Let's talk about jobs. If you're job hunting right now, particularly if you're young and switching careers, this market is genuinely tough. The Bank of Canada's own economists have said the ability to find a job is near its lowest point in 30 years. That's not doom, that's just reality. Plan for a longer search. Build your skills network as hard as possible. Let's talk about mortgages and interest rates. Here's a silver lining. A weakening economy makes it very unlikely the Bank of Canada will raise rates anytime soon. The next rate decision is July 15, and most forecasters expect a hold. Longer term, the Parliamentary Budget Office projects rates staying at 2.25% through 2026, which means some relief for variable mortgage holders. Talking about spending power, inflation at 3.2% means your groceries, gas, and utilities are still rising faster than wages for many Canadians. The squeeze is real. This is exactly the moment to review your budget. Cut non essential subscriptions and build even a small emergency fund if you can. And here's the bigger picture: a May bounce back of 88,000 jobs in 1 month shows the economy isn't in free fall. Things can turn around, but the next 6 months, especially the CUSMA trade negotiations and the Bank of Canada's next few decisions, will determine whether this was a stumble or the start of something very deep. So, to put it all together, Canada has technically hit the definition of a recession, 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth, but the picture underneath is more complex. Per capita growth is still in positive. Layoffs aren't spiking, and April and May showed genuine signs of a bounce back. What's clear in this is that the economy is fragile, and decisions being made in the next few months on trade, interest rates, and government spending will determine which direction we go in. In the next video, we're unpacking Canada's brand new $25 billion sovereign wealth fund, the Canada Strong Fund. What it is, how does it actually work, and is it really a sovereign wealth fund at all? Some of Canada's top economists are saying it isn't. That debate is one you don't want to miss out. If you like this recent series of video helping you make more sense of what's happening in Canada right now, hit that subscribe button and share it with someone that needs to understand what a recession actually means. Leave a comment and I'll see you in the next one.